Welcome everyone to this webinar. My name is Jennifer Collier. I am the Director of Marketing Communications for PracticeDock. And today's webinar is entitled Medical SEO Marketing, What All Doctors Need to Know in Plain English, with our speaker, Greg Brewer. To give you a little background on Greg, he brings to you today over 30 years of business, sales, and SEO development experience to this discussion. He is currently responsible for managing and directing and developing sales strategy for PracticeDock's suite of online marketing products, including the award-winning patient referral network PracticeDock.com, and other products such as website control, SEO marketing, call tracking, keyword marketing, and video services. Before we get started, I just wanted to let everyone know that if you have any questions for us at any time during the webinar, you can submit your question in the GoToMeeting webinar question box that you see on your screen. We'll make sure if we don't answer your question today, we'll get back to you directly with an answer. And also make sure you stay tuned towards the end. We have a special free offer for everyone I think we enjoy. And now I will turn this webinar over to Greg. Welcome, Greg.
Good afternoon, Jennifer. It's good afternoon over here on the East Coast. I'm sure it's morning for several of you. I wanted to go ahead and basically get started. You need to know a little bit, I guess, about me. If I could get this screen to work. Hold on just a second. Hey, Jennifer, my slides aren't rolling. Basically, what we've got here is medical SEO marketing at the basic level. I'm going to start out with the basic level. I'm trying to get my screens to work here. Hold on just a second. There we go. Just a little, this is our shameless commercial. PracticeDock and LocatedDock is actually, the parent company is Mojo Interactive. We've been in business since 1998, helping practices like yourself advance yourself with lead generation. Now, I'm going to start out a little basic for some of the people, but then it's going to get into more detail. And a lot of people, this always seems to come up as a question when we're talking about SEO. What is SEO and what is pay-per-click and what is the difference? I pulled these two definitions out of Wikipedia. What you need to know is that the search engine optimization is unpaid or organic search results. And I'll get into a little more detail about that in a second. The other, the pay-per-click, or also called cost per click, is basically internet advertising on keywords. The thing you'll notice about search engine optimization is that not only does it include the keywords, there's image searches, local searches, video searches, academic searches, and then vertical search engines. The difference between the two will be made clear here in just a second. What most people don't realize is that search engine optimization, they immediately think of Google. Google is one search engine, and being optimized for Google, which is what a lot of companies do, is they spend all their efforts trying to optimize companies in Google alone. What they don't realize is there's Bing and Yahoo and AOL, Apple Maps and Google Maps, and are you currently being optimized for those? Most people don't understand the difference, and they assume that search engine optimization is handling just everything, when in essence, many companies are only handling Google. My company here at LocatedDock, 36% of our traffic comes outside of Google. So we've got to be optimizing in many more locations than just Google, or we'd lose 36% of our traffic. On this next slide, this is the detail I was going to give you. If you'll notice, the two areas where it says paid results, those two paid results are the pay-per-click. And the easy way to understand the pay-per-click, if you look at the top there where it says Arizona Cosmetic Dentistry and the paid search over here where it says Cosmetic Dentist Phoenix, those two areas It's like renting a house. You pay a monthly fee to have that space. Okay? The difference between search engine optimization and pay-per-click, pay-per-click, you rent your house. Search engine optimization, you're building and own your house. That's the organic search results there in red, and the blue local search results. Those are areas, when you're spending money on SEO and you're developing your SEO content, you are actually building your house to stay in that location. Unlike the rent or pay-per-click, the first month you don't pay, you go away. So there's some short-term benefit and long-term benefit. Many of the people that we talk to, we may start them out with both. Pay-per-click to get them up on the first page while we're developing their SEO, and then we taper down their monthly pay-per-click program and invest that money in the SEO once we've got them ranked up in the search engines where they can actually start replacing those cost per click ads with their organic search results. So keep that in mind. If you're looking for a quick injection, then the pay-per-click program's the way to go. But if you're looking for a long-term investment in your practice, in your website, then the SEO is definitely the direction that you're going to want to travel. Now, on this next slide, SEO and long-tail searchers. Long-tail searches or long-tail keywords, there's fewer clicks on those, but those have been identified as more apt to be your buyer, or in the case of practices, to be a patient. And a generic keyword, abdominoplasty. That word will go to multiple types of sites. Whereas you get a long tail keyword, scarless breast reduction Las Vegas, you start to hone in on your patient, your lead or your patient. So the important thing here is, how do we find the long tail keywords? Give you an example. I could do the doctor's terminology, or I could use slang. And what we find out when we're doing SEO, a lot of times the slang, I could say breast augmentation, and that might get, let's say, 3,000 clicks a month in a particular city, where I can put boob job might get 7,000 clicks in a particular city. So what we often think should be our word isn't necessarily our word. Same thing with in dental and in other arenas. We tend to work a lot with the plastic cosmetic, and butt injections seems to be huge right now, instead of using the clinical term. Okay? So any SEO company needs to take a look at what the long tail keywords are and what words are actually being used in your arena. I was working on a cosmetic dentist in South Carolina the other day, and out of curiosity, as I did my research, I just went to North Carolina, and what I realized was just taking the exact same words and moving it from a city in North Carolina from a city in South Carolina, is that the people of that region search differently. So the words used in South Carolina didn't necessarily have the volume of traffic in North Carolina. For example, if I put North Carolina dental bridges, that might get a lot of clicks. But if I put South Carolina dental bridges, that didn't get nearly as many clicks. Yet dental bridges in South Carolina got way more clicks than dental bridges in North Carolina. So the people of the region search differently, and that's where your SEO company, whoever that is, or anybody that's working with your SEO is coming from. They need to study your region, study your market, and that's why we only do medical SEO. We don't play around with the lawyers or insurance or some of the other highlight areas that are buying search engine optimization. We stick strictly in the medical. This right here, why is SEO so important? Well, studies, and this study was done in December of 2010 by Optify, 37% of the clicks go to the first position. So if I'm the first position in a cosmetic dentist in South Carolina or in a particular city, Austin, Texas, okay, I can rest assured that if I can take my SEO and get me to the first organic click-through, 37% of the traffic that pulls me up is going to click on my website. If I'm on page 2 or page 3, it drops way down. So I may have great content. I may have the most beautiful website. I may have the best staff in the house. But if I can't get myself seen, what value is it? And the internet has basically laid out a format to show us how to get there, and that's with search engine optimization. 60% of the clicks go to the top 3 sites. But if you think about the time you went out to search for something, whether it was a local mechanic or whether it was flowers, did you go to page 2 or 3? In many cases, you didn't. And the consumer isn't any different than yourself when you are a consumer. So the first step is to try to get you on page 1, because 97% of all clicks are clicked on page 1. There are so many ads on, I'm going to pick on Google a little bit, there's so many ads on the Google pages now that I don't know that the ads are getting clicked on as often as you would think they are, because people are going straight to the organic. If I go back a page up here, because they are color-coded on most people's computers now, people know that the organic is a certain color, and they go straight to that, as opposed to the ads, because the ads take them somewhere they don't necessarily want to go. So this is why SEO is so important. Now, SEO with Yahoo and with Bing is a little bit different than Google. Google's got their formulas. Yahoo and Bing are a little bit more clean for a number of people, and they're a little bit easier to work on. But that, now we're getting into specifics on SEO at the development level. Now, what's the objective? Why? Now we understand why SEO, but what's the objective of our SEO? Well, one, the objective is to improve the content on the site. If I've got quality content, people are going to want to come to my site. Okay? Now, the content does a number of things. It also is going to help you improve your rankings, because Google looks at your website when they crawl it and says, this has got quality content. And so that's going to improve your ranking. It's also going to increase your site traffic. So we want to increase site traffic. We want to increase the qualified patient leads ultimately. And then we want to build our brand, or the why. Why me as opposed to anybody else? So we're trying to build brand. And we can do all these things with the SEO. This here, there's plenty of opportunities in keywords. Many of the plastic surgeons that we work with do multiple procedures. Looking here, liposuction Las Vegas, average global monthly search is about 320 clicks on an average a month. Lipo-abdominoplasty Las Vegas gets 260 clicks. Okay, breast augmentation Nevada, 170. Scarless breast reduction Las Vegas gets 73. Now, what people don't realize is that because that only gets 73 clicks, if I was looking at pay-per-click programs and you look at the volume of clicks here, the volume of clicks most likely relates to cost. Like, for example, liposuction Las Vegas may cost $4 a click, and there's 320 clicks a month. Okay, but I can go down to where there's only 73 clicks in Scarlett breast reduction Las Vegas. Okay, and I might be able to buy that for $2 per click, and there's only 73 clicks across the whole city. So there's some things that we look at in SEO, that some of these long tail, if you'll notice, that's that long tail, Scarlett breast reduction Las Vegas, can get you quality leads potential patients at a reduced cost. Now, if I am ranked #1 for scarlet breast reduction Las Vegas, I know that 37% of the clicks are going to come to me right off the bat. So 37 of the 73. Now, if I can spend time in my SEO and get myself, example, I can get myself on page 1 for scarlet breast reduction Las Vegas tummy tuck cost, and buttocks fat grafting in Nevada, I can pick up 73, 73, and 58 right there. And somebody that's just doing liposuction versus somebody that's doing a Las Vegas tummy tuck cost could be a much more valuable client to me. And that's where your work with your SEO company helps them identify what are you doing in your practice, what do we truly want to be marketed for. I've had doctors call me up, they say, I want to be search engine optimized in 25 cities with these 10 words. Well, most likely they haven't done the research to know if even those words are words that are being searched in their market. Most of the time when we deal with somebody at SEO level, we tell them the words that they should be optimized for. And most SEO companies should do that for you. If they're not dictating the words, then they're probably not looking out for your best interest and giving you what you think you need instead of what you actually need. What is our SEO approach? I'm going to go ahead and go into this. There's what they call white hat SEO and black hat SEO. And for those of you that understand it, the black hat SEO is the stuff that if Google finds you doing it, will actually knock you down in your rankings. It consists of hidden content, meta keyword stuffing, using a lot of meta keywords, doorway or gateway pages, and link farming. This is considered these are the bad boys in the SEO. Google may not find it immediately, but once they do, then they can take you from the first page to the 5th page in a matter of days. So one of the questions you need to ask anybody doing your SEO, what is their approach? We tend to use an SEO approach that is considered white hat SEO, which consists of quality content. SEO has become, if it's done properly, has become more about content management and putting quality content out on your site. The other thing, another thing is structural markup and separate content from your presentation. I want a location separate to gather information, quality content versus your sales pitch on your website. The other thing is titles and metadata. Titles and metadata is another white hat approach. Keyword research and effective keywords, utilizing effective keywords, and then quality inbound links. And if you'll notice in our organic results, we show keyword, content, links. This may take us 3 months to gather this, put it together for you, and run the first run. Once we run the first run, then we have to go in, scrub it all out, rinse out the good with the bad, and then repeat the process. And it becomes a cycle. I was told in any webinar you either have to put a puppy or a child. And so I went ahead and put a child in on this one. I hope you appreciate that. And then this is going to help you with your local search and your map results. And consistency in your local citations. What does that actually mean? Well, a citation is a link, more or less a local link back to you. For example, the Chamber of Commerce, your local Chamber of Commerce, if you're registered with them, they've got you listed on their website as a member. That actually is considered a mention, an honorable mention, or a link, for lack of a better word, to you. And we have the capabilities of going in and finding how many local citations you have and increasing your local citations. And it is a mess when you look at it. I believe this next screen, I'll get to it in just a second. The content marketing that I was talking about, keyword research and selection. we actually, for our clients, perform medical content writing. If your SEO company isn't providing you medical content writing, then they're not providing you the quality content you need, and they're leaving it up to you to put the quality content out on your website. The problem with that is most of us don't have time to write quality content, and if we copy it from somewhere else and it's somewhere else on the internet, it's going to show up on your website as duplicate content and will actually lower your rankings. Off-site content, syndication, and link building. Now this is part of, if I've got quality content and I spread that content out to enough people and they like it, they want to link to my content. That actually gives me inbound links coming into my website. And that's going to create, Google, Yahoo, and Bing are going to take a look at those and say, ooh, a lot of people want to link to this page. This must be quality stuff. The other situation here is business listings. Yelp, there's so many of them, and the next page I'll show you all of them. You want to be able to be linked to as much of the local stuff for your local directories and your local maps. This also helps in the quality, Google acknowledging you as a legitimate site at that point. We do a submission to 400 plus online directories of our clients because a lot of those online directories are starving for quality content. And if we're providing quality content on your site and we submit it to these other online directories that are looking for quality content, then they'll link back to your site, therefore giving your site perceived credibility. This also helps drive traffic from other directories because the link takes them off of the site that they were on to your site. And then we also provide a dashboard report so that you can see the return on investment. And then ongoing support and consulting with our SEO experts on a monthly basis. This here is the sheet that would drive most people nuts. This is the local search ecosystem on Google right now. And you'll see a bunch of names out there you don't know, and then you'll see some that you'll say why. For example, the one that sticks out to me is TomTom. Well, you know that TomTom is a map. Okay, the super pages, City Search, TripAdvisor, Best of the Web Local, White Pages, Yellowbot, Comcast, Hot Frog, Yes. Most of these you may not even be aware of. But if you look up Angie's List, a lot of people, they've been doing a lot of advertising. Angie's List. These are all things that actually add credibility to your site if you're listed in them. And you can actually go out and get yourself verified as the owner of the account, fill in your on the getlisted.org site. If you go in and take ownership of your website, you can actually go out, make sure that you're 100% complete and verified, and then they will help you get listed with some of these. We take care of that when we're working with our SEO with people. And you can see how difficult it would be if you tried to go out to each one individually and see how they link with each other. It's a little easier on Maps, Apple Maps. This is the Apple Maps page, but it's still difficult. There's TomTom again. There's CoreLogic, Urban Mapping, Localese, and understanding how these links all back into Apple Maps. Now, mind you, this is just two that I've showed you. There's Yahoo Maps, and you want to be listed in all these so you've got the most opportunity to generate traffic and show credibility to your site. There again, our SEO experts handle all that, and yours should be too. These are questions you can ask your people, and if they give you a blank stare, they're not familiar with it. That's how you can test your current SEO company. Here's an example of somebody that we worked with. This is a cosmetic dentist in Portland. He had two practices, one in Portland and one in Biddeford, Maine. I apologize. I think I said Oregon. This is actually Portland, Maine, and Biddeford, Maine. The client provides cosmetic dentistry procedures. He also has chosen to do Botox out of his practice. That's a whole different conversation. We're not going to go there. Prior to SEO, the client had very little online presence. The site wasn't ranking in the Google searches for the majority of the keywords. What we decided to do was we identify how people are searching for dentist, cosmetic dentistry, and Botox in Maine. Then we implemented a 3-keyword package for this particular practice. 8 months later, now mind you, it's a 3-keyword package isn't a big package, but it's still, there's still cost there. So we worked on those 3 keywords. 8 months later, 2 of the targeted keywords were ranking in the #1 position in Google search, which in turn increased his site visits by 201%. It also increased his search engine traffic by 289.5%. And then the increase of referral traffic was 328.6%. What is a referral? A referral is another website that's linking back to your content, which in our case, we write that content for you. We were able to increase the referral traffic by 328%. So you almost have to look at this thing backwards. By increasing the referral traffic, we were able to increase the search engine traffic and increase the total of site visits. That's a lot of this, you have to look at it backwards. Now, I've gone just about a half hour here, and I didn't want to make this too much longer than a half hour. Let me tell you what we're willing to do. For those of you that are on right now, if you will let us know through the webinar, we're going to give to everybody who's attended a webinar a 20-page report that includes an analysis of your current website. And if you look right there, it's going to come out looking very similar to that sample right there. When we ran our website on April 5th of 2012, our website score was an 88.1. This is a scale of 100, with 50 being at the middle. There's still work to be done, but 88.1 is extremely high for a site the size of ours. We're going to go ahead and run this for you, and you'll have a score out there to show you where your website ranks. Also, if you'll let us know 2 of your competitors, if you want to see how you're competing against your competitors, put their website name, like you see right there, PracticeDock.com, put their website name in your question to us, like I would like the SEO report, and my competitors are PracticeDock.com, Locatadoc.com, and we will run a comparison report for you against your competitors so that you can see their traffic volume, you can see where they're ranking, what words they're ranking for, which ones you're not ranking for. This is going to give you total visitors, social monitoring, how well is your social, are you mobile optimized, basic SEO information, basic information about your content, your links, your keywords, your authority, and then any backlinks, and then the usability of your site and how secure your site is. We're going to offer that to everybody that's on the attending the webinar today at no charge. If I get the volume of these, I think it's probably going to be 2 to 3 days before we get all these back to you. But we will go ahead, and what I will do is I will have the person that works in your market get back in touch with you on these SEO reports so that you can have an intelligent conversation with them. I'm sure there's a lot of questions. This is a discussion that could take hours. What I wanted to do in this first SEO webinar is give you some basics. For some, it was very basic. For others, it's a little overwhelming, and I wanted to put it out there so that at least we have a starting ground. I can then take another webinar next month or the month after in a little more detail if it warrants it. But I appreciate each and every one of you's time. If you have any questions, please feel free to contact us. Greg at PracticeDock.com. You contact us through the webinar, and our phone number is right there, and I can put you in touch with the person that handles your state. I thank you very much for your time. I know that in this day and time, especially in December, to get this much time is greatly appreciated. I hope this was informative for you. Have a great day. Have a great holiday. Take care.